Hello friends, welcome to my channel or welcome back if you've been here before. Today, as you can tell by the little stack of books here next to me, we're gonna be talking all about books. So for the past, I want to say 2 months, I've been purchasing a few books here and there. I have here a total of 11 books, I think, that I've purchased. Actually 10. One of them was gifted to me by a friend. So most of these are going to be more on the fall kind of theme. I've been, purchasing these books in anticipation of fall. Now that it is officially here, I have started reading some of these books. Actually, I have 2 of them that I've read, and the rest are mostly going to be in my kind of fall winter TBR. Before we get into my book haul, please be sure to subscribe. All you need to do is hit the subscribe button down below. It definitely helps my channel a lot and it would mean the world to me if you go ahead and support me in that way. So, like I was mentioning, I've got a lot of books that I want to talk about. And let's begin with the one that I am currently reading. So this is my book of kind of like my book club that I have with one of my good friends from my childhood. We've been doing this since I believe February, so we've read one book together for the entire year almost. And for October we picked The Housemaid. This is one that I picked up recently, I think like a few weeks ago, for the book club, because we picked this book back in September, so I think I picked it at the end of September, right before October started. So yeah, really good one. If you haven't read it, I think it's been all over TikTok and booktube. Everyone really loves it, so I would definitely recommend it. It's a more suspense thriller, I think. That's kind of like what I would categorize this book as. It's of course a housemaid that starts, working in this, very rich family. The family is like a couple and their child. So everything starts developing, as the housemaid starts to live in this house and whatnot. So I can't really say much, but definitely recommend. I have here a couple of smaller books, one of which I have already read. So this is a little series. I'm pretty sure it's only these 2 books, part of the series. So the author is called Lee Wallace. The first one is In the Company of Witches, and then the second one is When the Crows Away. This actually were kind of like recently picked up. I first have this or bought this on my Kindle. I really loved it to the point that I finished it up in my Kindle and I still wanted the physical copy. It took me a long time to get this book because it's been out of stock everywhere, and I definitely see why. I mean, it is such a cozy mystery. I think that's what's considered like the genre. It's going to be like a cozy mystery. It is 100% fall vibes. Like, if you need to get yourself into that ambiance, because here, of course, we're not there yet, you definitely have to pick up this book. It is very cozy. It's very cute in a way. It talks about family. It talks about relationships in a very, again, cozy way. I really like it. It's about this family of witches, of course, that own a bed and breakfast in this town called Ebenfall. So, I'm not gonna tell you much, but because then I would tell you kind of like what happens. But it's a cozy mystery, and when I finished it up, I just felt very happy, like very, I don't know, like in a good mood, like very cozy. I keep saying the word cozy, but honestly, if I could think of like feeling cozy for a book or because of the book, I would definitely say because In the Company of Witches. I am very much in the witches mindset right now with October. I actually did finish this up during September. So in September I read Love and Gelato as like my last book for the summer, and then I jumped right into this one, and oh my goodness, did I love it. I would say this is a 4.5 out of 5 because I don't really want to give it a 5. I don't know why, but really, really lovely book, and I am very, very eager to start this one. This was from Barnes & Noble. I ended up picking up this one from Amazon because Barnes & Noble did not have it for the longest time. I think it's still out of stock in Barnes & Noble. But from Barnes & Noble, I did pick up the second book in the series, which is called When the Crows Away. I'm very excited to also read this one. So yeah, I'm very happy to have this ones in my collection, like physical books. I really, really love the first one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to love the second one just the same. Going back to the whole witches theme, I picked up this one from Amazon, and this is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is another that also seems to be pretty cozy. I am maybe, I don't know, I think I'm like 100 and something pages in, 110, 120. So I am 128 pages into the book. I've been really liking it, but I stopped it because, you know, after I finished In the Company of Witches, I wanted to continue reading about witches. I was like very much loving the theme, and I heard very, very good things about this book all over, you know, socials. So I knew I had to pick it up, but I couldn't finish it because it was time to start The Housemaid for my book club. So I interrupted this one, and I'm almost done with this one. I cannot wait to finish this one up so I can read a few more of these ones, a few more pages, maybe like another 50 or 100, because my friend and I decided to read 2 books for the month of October. One for kind of like the first 2 weeks of October, and then the second for the last or the remaining 2 weeks of October. And that book is going to be Agatha Christie's Halloween Party. So this, as opposed to, I can't find my books, as opposed to In the Company of Witches, this would be considered like a cozy mystery. This is going to be like an actual murder mystery, you know, Agatha Christie's the queen of murder mystery. So I'm pretty excited to try this one out. This is going to be my first Agatha Christie. I own, at this point, I think like 5 or 6 books from hers, but I haven't read them. They've been sitting in my shelf. I just haven't been in the mood to read Agatha Christie. But right now, October is going to be the perfect time. I am going to continue to read more about mysteries and finish up these cozy ones until November. Moving away from witches, but still kind of like in that magical mindset, I picked up Keeper of Enchanted Rooms. Very cute, adorable cover. A lot of these books that I've picked have very cute covers. So this one is, I think this writer, I don't know if it's a girl or a man, I really don't know. This writer inherits a home in a little bay or something along those lines, and I think the house is gonna have some magic on itself. So I don't know a lot about this book, I'm not gonna lie. I mostly bought it because I saw it on TikTok as like recommendations for the fall. And of course the cover was absolutely beautiful. So I thought it was gonna be an interesting read with like the whole magic, maybe witches, that I've been like very into for this month. This is probably the very first book that I purchased in this little haul, and this is the Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. So I think this is going to be one of those more funny or fun mysteries. I think this woman, she's like an elderly woman, she witnesses a murder, and then she's trying to investigate or solve this crime. She lives in San Francisco, Chinatown. So that's as much as I know about this book, honestly. I thought it was just going to be a fun little read. It's quite long to be a fun little read. I think it's like 300-ish pages. No, 333 pages, which is not bad. But yeah, still kind of like in the same more cozy, fun mystery, very lighthearted, which is kind of like somehow the majority of these books. Okay, another series, which I don't remember if I've mentioned this book in the past. I've had it for a little while, but I don't think I have, so I wanted to show it. And this is Finle Donan is Killing It. Again, one of those books that I've heard very good things about here on YouTube. And this is about Finle Donan, that she is, I think she's a writer, and she is talking to one of her friends in a coffee shop about the new book she's writing about, or the idea she's having. And someone in the coffee shop is kind of like eavesdropping, and this person that listens or hears them talk thinks that this woman is actually talking for real, and I think it's like a crime novel or something that she's writing. So this person hires Finle to kill someone on this person's behalf. So I think that's kind of the essence of this book, and it is an entire series. I do want to pick up the 3 or the 2 other books that I'm missing, but first I told myself that before I actually pick up any more books from any series, I have to read the first one and then see what I think. So yeah, if you've read Finle Donovan, let me know in the comments below. I have heard very much only good things about it. After all those cozy mysteries, with the exception of course of Agatha Christie's book, we have the first thriller, and this is Lucy Foley's The Paris Apartment. I think this is, I don't know very much about this, I'm not gonna lie. I just real quick read it in the back. I picked it up randomly at Barnes & Noble one time that I went with my dad. And I've heard good things about this author in general and about this book specifically. I haven't read anything from hers before. So I think there's some kind of like murder or something that happens in this Paris apartment. And they're trying to find, you know, the murderer or something like that. So everyone's a suspect, the neighbors in the apartment complex. So that's kind of like as much as I know. But it has pretty good reviews, so we'll have to see. I think this is going to be more like November read for me, since I'm pretty sure October I'm gonna be filled with a couple others that I want more on the cozy side. My last two books are definitely not murder mystery, not murder cozy, nothing witch related. So this first one I picked up after my friends and I from the book club decided to read it for our November pick. So this is Elizabeth Benavent en Los Zapatos de Valeria. So her and I watched this show on Netflix called Valeria. So it's actually on like Netflix right now. You can actually watch it. It's pretty good. Apparently this series is considered kind of like the Spanish, like from Spain, Sex and the City. And I am obsessed with Sex and the City. So my friend got me into this show and I really liked it. So she told me like, hey, what if for November we read the book that the series was based on? So we picked this book for November. It's about four friends, of course, Valeria, which is our main girl, and they're her three friends, just like Sex and the City. And I don't know, their love stories and their, you know, whatever stories that happen to them. And this is also a series, like not just like the movies, like a TV show series, but like an actual book series. I don't know how many of them there are, but this is the first one. So she was like, hey, let's read the first one. If we like it, maybe we'll read a couple more of the ones in the show, in the series. Anyway, speaking of my friend, she actually got this book for me. She lives in New York, and she saw this book at someone's, you know, outside of their house, like free books. She was like, hey, do you want it? It was my first book that I read in the year, and I really like it. I'm like, sure, send it over. It's almost brand new. The book looks, I don't even think they read it. Whoever bought it, I doubt they read it. It's like pristine condition. And this is Lessons in Chemistry from Bonnie Garmus. I'm pretty sure this book won like last year's Barnes & Noble Book of the Year. And this is going to be, I'm pretty sure this is a book about a chemist, this woman, and that's kind of like her story. And this is going to be like in past time, I can't remember, like a historic, like kind of like a historic book. So pretty excited. She said it's pretty good. It is on the thicker side, I think almost 400 pages. I don't know when I'm planning on reading this book, probably until next year realistically, unless I can squeeze it in maybe in December. But yeah, that is all, you guys. A ton of books that I have, and a lot of them that I want to read like right away. I don't know how everything is gonna fit in my schedule, because I am also dying to finish up my Magnolia Parks Universe series, which I have 2 left on the 4 that are currently available. I think the new one, like the 5th book in the series, is about to drop. If not, it already dropped. So I want to catch up, and I have 2 more to finish. But I am very much right now in the mentality and mindset of witches, magical, cozy ambience. So I think I'm gonna try to rush it up with specifically this one, of course, and then my second book in the Ebb and Fall series, When the Crows Away. These are the ones that I'm most excited about, but of course all of them, but specifically I want to finish up these 2 probably by mid-November, and then maybe at the end of November I'll pick up something else. I don't know. I don't read books as fast as everyone here on YouTube. Apparently people are reading like 40 books per month, or like 20, 30. I'm like, how? I know a lot of these people actually just specifically do YouTube, like booktube, but still. I don't think I could. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what books have you picked up lately, or also what's on your TBR, or maybe what are you planning on reading for this month that we already are, so October. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, like always, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!